Hey everyone, it is Jack again with Toy Dojo, and today we are taking a look at a pre-production sample of X-Transbots Flipout, or their take on a masterpiece styled Wildrider. Now this is going into their set. We already have Crack Up, who is their take on, what is his name? Breakdown, and it's going to be part of their set of Stunticons. So we did a review already on Crack Up. And then I just put a review out showing the DX9's version of Breakdown, which is Montana, and I kind of compared them two. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look at this guy here and see what he's all about. Now, like I said, this one is a pre-production sample, and this one has made the rounds, so he's not perfect. He's got some stuff on him, paint chippings and paint loss and this and that we'll talk about. But let's go ahead and take a look at him. The vehicle itself is a Ferrari 308, which was used, if I'm not mistaken, in Magnum PI, the old Magnum PI, not the new one that they're going to be remaking. Seems like they're remaking everything nowadays. But anyways, here he is right here, and I really like this mold here. I like the way it looks. I think, for me, they did a better job at designing it, more so than they did with Crack Up. He has his gun here. Let's do that so we can get the gun out of the way. So his gun, he's got the little tab, you know, same tab to go into the hands right there. Yeah, it's a nice little rifle. Gun, whatever you want to call it. That folds away, and then, I don't know why it folds away. I don't see anywhere storage-wise besides his hand here. I thought maybe it could store, like, right here, but it just doesn't fit in there. I thought that would have been cool if they could have made it fit right there to kind of store away in his back, but no dice. Anyways, there's the rifle right there. And here he is, and like I said, I think design-wise, this one looks better than their Crack Up, who I have right here. And I say that because, like, I don't know, the backpack looks a lot cleaner on him here. Now, mind you, this probably has more bits on it, but even the legs, like, I think they did a better job at, let me kind of get down there, on those legs right there, just kind of hiding everything away a lot better, in my opinion. So I think they stepped it up with this design here over this design here. And zoom out here. But looking at these two guys, brothers, because that's what they are. They're built on the same day, so they're essentially twins, just not identical twins. But you can see they're the same height right there. Pretty much the same build overall. I mean, you know, like you look at the proportions are just about the same. He's more boxy, as was he in the cartoon. But they look good as a duo right there. Can't wait for the other ones to come out. Can't wait for him to come out so I can pick him up and add him to this guy here. All right, let's pull you off already. Sorry, looking at him, I like how they went with the metallic red right here. I just think that good, you know, is really, really good and kind of goes with him. Metallic red face right there. That looks cool. Let's zoom in on that. And then those purple eyes right there. Really cool, that metallic. And then even the gray here is kind of like, well, it looks like it has metallic flakes inside there. So I'm digging this paint on him. Really neat. And it kind of fits, I guess, maybe his attitude. When I did the last review, I talked about where they came from as far as the episode of Vector Sigma. And so, like, his very first line when Megatron, you know, basically said, hey, you know, pronounce your loyalty to me, or whatever the line he says to him, Wildrider just comes out, and the first thing he says is, I'm Wildrider, and I want to bust something up. Like, that's the only thing he says, and I'm like, all right, cool. So he's kind of just a wild dude, like his name would suggest, Wildrider. And so I think it just kind of fits him really well. I like the translucent red right there on the windshields and all the windows. I think that's cool. Just the color scheme is really good on this guy. And they went with the white here, which is, again, I said in the last video, sometimes it's cartoon accurate, sometimes it's not. When he first talks and he says, I'm Wildrider, I want to bust something up, this is actually all gray. But then again, later on we see him and it's white, and then it's gray, and then it's white, so, you know, whatever. But this is always red right here, this part here. So that's cool in itself. And let's look at articulation real quick. Head goes all the way around. He can look up a pretty good amount right there. Not so much down. He can look down right there, but he looks pretty much at his chest right here. The shoulders here and the arms, they went with a ball joint, which I'm guessing it had to do something with maybe the way everything was just kind of configured up here. It's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as these ball joints are tight. And on this one, being that it's a production sample, I mean, it's still holding up pretty well right there, you know? I mean, obviously if you shake it, it's going to go down, but Ball joints can be okay as long as they're done right and they're not overly loose. So there's that. The arm, because it's on a ball joint, can go any which way you want it to. He does have a lower or upper bicep swivel there. Double jointed elbow bend right there. The hand can rotate all the way around on the wrist. No wrist articulation aside from that. Fingers open up and they're only pinned right at the knuckle there. All molded in one piece right there. Coming down to the waist, he does have a waist rotation, which is a little limited, but you know, it goes about that far and about that far. But if you just give him a ab crunch, which he has a full-on ab crunch like that. You know, he can actually look down at his feet and look at his shoes. But if you just pull him out a little bit, you can get a full spin around on that right there. So not too bad right there. The legs themselves got hip skirts on the side and here, and they just move up with the figure itself. So you can go all the way forward, all the way backward, all the way out to the side right there. And that's on a soft ratchet going this way. Forward is just on a friction, but out is like on a soft ratchet. Coming down to the knee does have a nice bend and it's on a clickety ratchet. So that I can appreciate. Coming down to the feet, they do have articulation left and right, and then forward and backwards. A lot of this is because of transformation, but he's got that. So he's got plenty of ways to make him posable if you wanted to make him posable. And just the coloring on him. I like this blue right here. It's a nice, again, metallic blue, white, just a black right there. And again, I just think that they did a good job with the whole getting everything kind of hidden away pretty well. So there that is. I'm just going to bring in MP Megs to show size comparison with him. Again, he's just going to be like Crack Up was, in that maybe he's too short for your taste, maybe he's not. I don't know. For me, I don't mind it. Maybe, like I said, if he'd have been maybe about the height of right under here on Megatron, that would have been better. But he's not, so you know, whatever. So there they are. Let's bring in some Autobots. Bring in the Autobot brothers right there. Again, same size as them. So masterpiece wise, they fit the scale. X-Transbots went for a different, or rather, X-Transbots went for a different scale than did DX9. DX9 upscaled theirs, I guess, a little bit more. But I mean, this is masterpiece, so this is where it is, and I'm okay with that. So, alrighty, let's see. What else do we got here? I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get into the transformation of this guy, will we? So I'm going to start down here on the legs. Just fold these feet into each other. Alright, so actually, let's before we do that. Like I said, there is a lot of paint chipping. But again, this one is just a pre-production sample. So it's obvious that there's going to be some paint chipping. And then it's been going around in the hands. And I'm sure it wasn't handled very delicately. So it caused some of this paint chipping, I'm sure. And then I don't know when they do these things, like if they just make a quick paint of them and then send them out, or like I don't know how that works. But there are some spots where I can see where the paint chipped, and I can understand why, and we'll kind of talk about that once we get into this. This one, I don't think this should be a problem with the final release, but I guess time will tell. So okay, coming down here, let's go ahead. We're just going to take all this apart, flip this open like this. Take this part right here, I'm going to pull this up, flip that over, flip this out. Basically what you're going to be doing is just kind of opening everything up. All right, rotate this all the way around, just like so. Let's get this out of the way. Rotate this all the way around, just like this. This is going to flip around, and it's going to get over here. I'm going to tell you what you're going to take out right there. Flip this around and open these up right here. And this will come around and sit right there on that wheel well. And you can tab this one in right here, leaving this one undone for now because that's the back of the vehicle, that's the front, and this will tab in up here, so you don't want to tab this in just right away. Okay. So the same thing on this side here. Let's go ahead and just open it up. Flip this out. Flip this down. Get this up like that. Open this up. Open this up. Rotate this around. Come on, man. All right, there we go. Whichever way you want to rotate, it's fine by me. I don't care. Flip you down. Come in. Sit right there. Tab in one. And then leaving this one open like this. Making sure that's flipped up all the way right there. All right. So we got this part done right here. I'll work on the top here in a little bit. Actually, let's go and work on that right now. We'll flip this up here in a second. So we're going to go ahead and just right here, this will untab from the back. This tabs in right there when you go back into robot mode. This tabs in right there. So we're going to tab this, unfold all of this right here. This will unfold, and then you just want to unfold everything. It's all unfolding. Everything is unfolding. Flip this out. That flips out like so. Coming over here to these parts. Well, you just can't see that because the hood was in the way, or the top of the thing was in the way. Take these. We're going to untab these as well. Now these are tabbed in to keep these kind of shoulders locked into play, and I'll show you how that's done. So right there, there's a tab that is sitting right. Let me zoom in there. Right there. That tabs into that spot right there whenever it goes back into robot mode. So just untab that, flip open the mirrors, flip open the windows, kind of get a finger in there, we go. Flip it up. Flip this open like this. Flip open the mirror again, right there. Flip that up just like this. All right, so now we're getting all these innards done. And at this point, we can go ahead and just mess with the rest of this down here. So you want to take this, there's two hinges here. There's one on the inside and then one up here on that knee bend there. So you bend it at the inside one here because you want to get this and kind of have this just like this. And then it's going to fold down. Now, when doing this, you want to make sure this is completely flat because this has to sit flush against this thigh piece right here. You kind of see where it sits flush right there. If you don't do that, when you try and fold it, it's not going to fit inside this cavity here. So you got to make sure and have it just so, and then go ahead and rotate that down like this, and you got one done. And then this back here, you can get this and rotate it around. Yeah, which way do you rotate, buddy? Come on. There we go. Rotate that down, and that tab will go into that spot right there, and that'll tab that together. And right there, keeps the back end together. Same thing over here. Flip it up, spin it around, make sure it's all tied together. Get it down, come down to the bottom, tab in, and tab in. And you can just kind of hold that together right now. And then we're going to leave this just like this till we get all this worked out up here. Okay? And this stuff can just kind of sit right there. That's fine. All right. Head. You want to get the head and just fold that down inside like that, keeping them looking forward. Put the arms straight up like this, and then rotate it right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to, not this bottom one, but this top one, you're going to fold that down right where that ball joint is and fold it just sitting like that. Okay, so pick it all the way straight up, rotate it, bend it out the ball joint spot, and then you want to rotate to where the elbow bends are going to be facing inside. So rotate this around like this, rotate the elbow bends on the inside like this, rotate the hands to where he is almost like going to clap hands together like that, like psh, psh. So you want to do it just like this, and then you're going to take these and you want to make sure that the fingers are opened up because these are going to fold down, and making sure that they're just kind of squared off right here. They're going to fold down, and this is going to kind of sit, kind of cupping this part right here. So we'll fold that down like so, and do the same thing on this side, fold that down like so, and now you got it just like that. So these don't tab in anywhere. Like this point, this isn't going to tab in, so if it moves, it's no big deal, you just be able to straighten it out. Everything's going to tab in securely though, but you're going to have some tabs that go into there, tabs for right there, and all that kind of stuff. So just want to make sure this is all squared away. Okay. Now we can get everything and start to fold it together. All right, so pick this car, straighten it out like this, and then grab this here and get it here, and you're left like this. Then to start tabbing everything in, I'll start at the front, just kind of work my way to the back. And when you're untabbing it, so here's the thing with this too. When you're putting this thing together, make sure you remember what's tabbing into where, like where your tabs are. So that goes into there, then that one tabs into underneath onto those right there, and then this one here will tab into the back of that right there. Let me kind of zoom in there. So it's going to sit inside there. And I say this, and then let's go to this one too. So back here, you got those two red tabs right there, and they're going to sit inside that spot right there. So I say remember which ones are the tabs and which ones are the recess spots, because when you go to pull them back into robot mode, you don't want to start just yanking stuff and then, you know, potentially breaking off tabs there, which they seem pretty strong. I don't think that'll happen, but you don't want to take that risk. So I would say just make sure you remember which one is which. So like for this example, I'll just give you an example. If I was a tab to sit and I thought, oh man, is this the tab or is that the tab? And I forgot, did it go down or did it go up? and then I start yanking on it, there's a potential I could break those. So just be mindful of that. And excuse me, you know, we're adults here when we get these things, so we just got to be mindful of what we tabbed in where. All right. So okay, so let's get this done, and again, get all this stuff just kind of straightened out here. Get everything together and straightened out. And putting these feet in, or doing it this way, is important, because if you try and tab everything in first and then push these feet in, it's going to be near impossible and difficult to do. So just getting that, making sure it's face forward. And like I said, start up at the front here. And always make sure that these things are all pulled out, because sometimes as you're moving it, these might go in, and then you do it and you're like, oh gosh darn it, then you got to pull it apart and redo it again. So let's get that. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit. And then again, just work from front to back. So I'm going to start up here with these tabs here, and get those lined up and just tabbed in. So I say, keeping the hand straight. There we go. All right, so we got that one done. Then work on this one, getting that one in, and work on that one, getting that one in there. Then I can get, see, like the mirror got pushed in right there, and so did this one here. So be mindful of that. Since all these fold in, you want to be mindful that you're not getting everything just kind of pushed in by accident. Let's see here, I'm just going to use this. Just, there we go. Get that mirror out right there. Okay. That's all right. Next thing you do, we're going to tab these spots in right here. Get that one around. And then you want to be careful when you're tabbing stuff in that you're not scratching things. And so that's where I can see maybe where some of the paint chipping is going to be coming from on this figure. And that is like right here in this spot here, because this is an outer tab that kind of sits on the outside, and these are an inner tab right there. If they were to get scraped up, it doesn't really matter because they're hidden. You know, this one here though, you can see there's some paint chipping going on right there. And I believe that is just simply because, like, as you're messing with it and you start to move it around, you maybe scrape that up against something, and then it causes that paint chipping right there. Same looks like it was happening up here. Again, when I got this, it was all chipped up like this. So I can kind of see that though, as you're moving parts around, it scratches up. So I just say be careful. You know, like with any high-end figure, you want to be careful with it so you don't scratch up the paint. And I don't know, we'll see if that's going to be an issue or not later on. But so take this final two pieces. We've got this tab, that tab, and then these here to worry about. All right. So we'll take these, and then again, the tabs are on this side. They're going to be going down into this piece here. So just kind of get that, go up, and then on this last one, just get this and close it up together, just like so. And then go around, just make sure all your tabs are just kind of in just right. And once you've done that, you're left with this beautiful piece right here, this Ferrari 308, which I really dig. I dig this. I dig this car. I think they did a great job putting this together. He rolls really well. He's got rubber tires on him too. The nice, again, that nice metallic red looks cool going through here. I love the red windows, and just everything about it looks cool. Everything's hidden well underneath. I mean, you can tell this is his chest piece, and you can see his hands. But ultimately, I think they did a good job hiding everything away. Not a fan of this right here. I think they maybe could have done, I mean, I don't know, maybe not, just because that separates, but something that maybe could have pushed in to kind of cover that. Because right there, the gun goes, and that's just a minor detail. I mean, a minor complaint, I guess. I shouldn't even be complaining about that. But this goes in, and you can set the gun inside right there, and that allows it to tilt too, so you can shoot up or shoot straight, and you can push it further down if you wanted to, you know, all the way down. Have it sit right there. But I was thinking maybe something similar to what was done with this guy here, but then again, that's a solid piece, is not split, so maybe that was kind of impossible considering that it's a solid piece right there, or not a solid piece. So there he is. I don't know, I think it looks good. And you can kind of see his robot head inside there, but I mean, actually it kind of looks like maybe it could be, because of his little like earpieces there, and it kind of shifted inside there, but it kind of looks like maybe it's some kind of a computer screen right there, so that's not too bad looking either. So, pretty cool. I like it. All right, we are gonna do some magic here and get this guy here transformed up and come back and check the two out. All right, and there they are back together, and they look great together, I think. I still don't have a problem with this color here. Like I said, my other review, colors change. The artist back then, I don't know, changed their mind quarter of the way through the show. Who the heck knows? But either way, I think these make a good team together. And I think once we get it all said and done, he's going to be a pretty good looking combiner. I like the way he looks. I like the size for me. The size is good. You can't go wrong with the other size either. Again, I showed you with my Tour World Devastator what that'll look like together as the legs. And so same with this one. We'll bring Debbie back in just because, again, or Constructor, his name is. But we'll call him Debbie because, you know, he's Debbie to me. So if we were to put these two guys as legs, again, this is going to be, you know, the back. I think he was right leg and he was left leg. Like so. Get back, Guten back some. Get back some. You know, that's actually pretty decent looking right there. So, I think either way you go, you're going to be fine. But, that is going to be up to you guys. Now, I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can pre-order this guy from right here. I believe he's supposed to be out in September. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's when he's supposed to be out, so he should be out sometime this month. And he is going to be, I believe, $59.99. He was $49.99, and he's $59.99, so $10 more. But you know what? I think they did a lot better job this time around. Some better looking paint on it. And I think, again, just the engineering, I think, behind this one is a lot better than it was on this one. Not this one was horrible, but I just think this one hides everything better and just looks a lot cooler. So that is my take on him, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you collecting this set? Are you waiting on the others? What are you guys doing? That is it. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe.